chapter atmospheric pressure and winds on page number 109. Okay, so make few corrections on page number 109. Second column, see here, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth line. The pressure exerted by a air particular point is determined by two factors, temperature and density. Now, cut these points, C, D, E. Okay, cut this point. Okay, that definition is wrong. Pressure equal to density into temperature, that is wrong. That is wrong. Okay, pressure equal to density into temperature, that definition is wrong. So cut these 3 points. Okay. So in physics, you study pressure depends. Pressure is what? Force per unit area. Force, thrust per unit area we discussed. Normal force per unit area. We have discussed that one. Or it can be H height into density into gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. Okay. So cut these 3 points. C, D, E. No need of studying these 3 points. Okay. Cut these 3 points. And page number 110. Second column, last paragraph. First, second, third. Last fourth line is because of gravity or the magnetic pole. So cut or the magnetic pole, cut that one. I haven't got anywhere written that because of magnetic pole, the atmosphere is being held. Okay.
Sir, once
Is
again.
this clear?
Sir, where is it?
Which one?
Sir, didn't get. Sir, the
Sir,
last
tell
one.
more again. 110.
110 page number 110, second column, last, first, second, third, fourth line. This is because of gravity or the magnetic pole. So or the magnetic pole, cut it for time being. With pencil, you cut it. I haven't got any document regarding this one, but it is because of the magnetic pole. So for the time being, we'll cut this one. Okay.
Sir, that full line or only magnetic pull we have to cut?
Or the magnetic pole, just cut that one. These 1, 2, 3, 4 words. 4 words you cut for time being. With pencil, cut it. Okay. I haven't got any document to support this statement. Okay. And this we already cut on page number 109. C, D, E. Okay. Cut these 3 points. They are wrong. Okay. So,
but sir, in place of these points, we have to write.
where you have to write? There's nowhere you will be writing these. These are wrong. C, D, E. These are wrong. Pressure is not equal to density and temperature. Pressure depends on pressure. Pressure depends on density and temperature. But this equation is wrong. Pressure equal to what we have discussed. Thrust upon area. Force acting per unit area. Normal force acting per unit area. That is, and pressure is H rho G. Height, density into acceleration due to gravity. This is the formula. There is no component of temperature in pressure. Density depends on temperature. So indirectly we can say pressure depends on temperature. But that equation is wrong. Pressure equal to density into temperature, that is completely wrong. Okay, this we'll discuss in next chapter in physics as well. Okay, so let's start. Atmospheric pressure. Pressure and winds. So first we'll be discussing atmospheric pressure, then we'll discuss the winds. Okay, so components of weather we have already discussed. What are the components of weather? Anyone in class? Which do affect the factors which affect the weather? First one, temperature.
Temperature, humidity, cloudiness.
Okay.
And
Humidity. Or
Altitude.
cloud
Altitude.
development. See here, temperature, humidity, clouds, winds as well.
Altitude.
Altitude, no. Altitude will be difficult. Okay. So different factors of components, or the components of weather are temperature. Okay, whether the temperature is high or low, that decides the weather of that particular place or the day. Humidity, how much water content is there, how much moisture is contained in the air, whether it's more humid, less humid, that one is one component of weather. Okay, cloud development, what kind of clouds are there in the sky, that as well defines the weather for that particular place. Winds, how the winds are flowing, whether low velocity or fast winds, strong winds, they as well define the weather of that place. Okay,
Vegetation.
which one?
Vegetation.
No, vegetation won't be there. They do help, like in humidity, we can discuss that. So vegetation is there, so there will be more humidity, more vegetation, like that. Then there is one more, precipitation. Rain, snow, that all in precipitation. How the water is being falling in the form of rain, squalls, or these are in precipitation. Okay, these are components of weather. Okay, for a particular place, these components decides the what kind of weather will be there. This is fine. So in our chapter, we'll be discussing main two components. Okay, that is winds and atmospheric pressure. Okay, this is as well one of the components of this one. Okay, so winds and atmospheric pressure will be discussing there. So first we'll be discussing atmospheric pressure. Pressure we already discussed. What do you mean by pressure? The force exerted per unit area. You discuss in physics. So see here, we are having Earth, the planet, and it is surrounded by gases, an envelope of gases that is called as atmosphere. We discussed that one. Now, atmosphere is composed of gases. Okay, and it is held by gravity. The Earth is holding the atmospheric pressure by gravity. So, near the Earth's surface, the air will be dense. As we go up in the height, as we go up, the density will decrease. The density will decrease of the atmosphere. That means pressure will be more near the surface. As you go up, the density decreases, pressure decreases. This is clear? So what is happening? Atmosphere, it is an envelope of gases. It is exerting pressure on the Earth. It is exerting pressure on the Earth. And this pressure decreases with height. So it is maximum near the surface. Or on the sea level, it is maximum. We usually say it is maximum at the sea level. So as the height increases, pressure decreases. Why it decreases? Near the surface, the gases. There is more pressure as the force is being exerted by the overlying layers of gases as well. Okay, as well gravity is maximum here. So the gases near the surface, they are compressed more. That means in a very small space, more gas molecules are there. More gas molecules are there. More density is there. Therefore, more pressure is there. But as the height increases, the gases becomes rarefied. The atmosphere becomes rarefied. That means molecules move apart, and that's why the density decreases, pressure decreases. And we do not feel the pressure. Why we do not feel that pressure? What is the reason behind that? There's enormous pressure on us. I forgot somewhere it is written how many elephants, like if on our heads, how many, like I don't remember the number of elephants, that much elephants must be on our head. That is equivalent to that atmospheric pressure. We do not feel the pressure because our blood pressure is more as compared to atmospheric pressure. So whenever we cut, small cut is there, the blood oozes out because blood pressure is more as compared to atmospheric pressure. That's why we do not feel this atmospheric pressure.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, once more, can you explain this?
Which
Why
one?
does feel atmospheric pressure?
See here. we do not feel atmospheric pressure because our blood pressure is more as compared to atmospheric pressure. Our blood pressure is more as compared to atmospheric pressure. Okay, you can see as well, whenever cut happens anywhere on our body, the blood oozes out. Okay, if blood pressure would have been less, what would happen? If any cut happens, no blood will come, other than the air will be sucked in. Okay, but our
Then,
blood
sir,
pressure
what
is more.
happened? Sir,
Then
if
what
the air
happens?
sucked in, what happened?
First
The
of
person
all, the
dies.
pressure will be that much. We should have the strong bones and all. There will be many problems that will occur.
So, sir, a person can also die.
That will depend. Yes, the person will die or will adapt accordingly.
Okay, sir.
It will take long time to adapt with that. So it's because of evolution we are like this today. Okay. So now atmospheric pressure we discuss. So pressure. Now see here. On Earth, what happens? We have the equator and the poles, North Pole and South Pole. Okay. So energy we are getting from sun. So they are in the form of insolation. Insolation we have discussed. Incoming solar radiation.
Radiation.
Incoming solar radiation. It is not isolation. It is insolation. Incoming solar radiation. In the word you can say IN incoming SOLA solar radiation TION. Okay. These are incoming solar radiation which are the sun
Sir,
rays coming
marks
to
of
the Earth.
Viva.
Okay, that you will get in report card. Okay, so this is clear. The insolation, the rays coming on the Earth's surface. Now see here, most of the heat will be concentrated on the equator. As you move from equator towards the pole, the amount of heat received decreases. The amount of heat received decreases. Therefore, this part near the equator, they will be hotter as compared to the poles. They will be colder. Okay. This will be hotter, this will be colder. Now, as this is hotter part, what about the gas here? What about the air here? It will get heated. As the air get heated, it expands. As air get heated, air expands. As air expands, what will happen? The molecules will be far apart, the density will decrease. Here the density decreases near the equator. Now, as you move towards the pole, the density is increasing. Here the density will be more. Air is colder, density increases. Air is colder, density increases. So here density is more, here density is less. Here density is less, that means here the pressure will be less, here the pressure will be high. Now, here high pressure, here low pressure. So to nullify this difference in pressure, what will happen? Air from high pressure will move towards low pressure. Air from high pressure will move towards low pressure. Okay, so what is being generated here? Here low pressure, here high pressure. That means difference in pressure is there. Whenever difference in pressure is there, to compensate that, to nullify that difference, air from high pressure moves towards low pressure. Or
Sir,
you can see it
please
like,
explain it again.
okay, see it again. We are getting heat from the sun. Most of the heat is concentrated on the equator. Why it is concentrated, that we have discussed earlier. Okay, most of the heat is concentrated on the equator. We are getting the direct ray, and and they have to travel less in atmosphere. So most of the heat is concentrated on the equator, near the equator. As we move towards the higher latitudes, amount of heat received decreases. Okay, so here will be high temperature, here will be low temperature. So high temperature means here the gases get heated, they expand, molecules becomes more apart, density decreases. But as the latitude increases, the density increases. The reason is here the less temperature, molecules are more closer, it is cold, air is cold, it is more dense. Cold air, more dense. and here high pressure. More dense, high pressure. So there is a difference in pressure, high pressure, low pressure. There is a difference in pressure. To compensate it or to nullify this difference, to equalize this pressure or to balance this pressure, what will happen? Air from high pressure will move towards low pressure. So air from poles will move towards equator. Air from poles will move towards equator. This is clear? So see here what is, okay, if I take two places, here B, here A place. Most of the heat is concentrated at A place. So A, it will have low pressure. B, less heat, more dense air, high pressure. Now see here, if I draw the lines, if I connect all the points from B to A, if I connect all the points which are having same pressure, I'll be getting lines. Something like this. This is high pressure. I'm moving towards low pressure. Okay, these lines I'll be getting. So see here, what are these? If we connect all the points having same pressure, if we connect all the points having same pressure, then those lines are formed, and these lines are called as isobars. Isobar. Bar is a unit of pressure. Iso means same. So I'm connecting the places, the points which are having same pressure, and these lines are called as isobars. So all the places lying on this line, for example, on this line, they will have moreover the same pressure. Okay. This is high pressure, this is low pressure. Now what will happen? The air will flow from high pressure to low pressure. Okay. So in which direction it will flow? Like this. So the airflow, it will be perpendicular to the isobars. Airflow is perpendicular to the isobars. This is clear? Okay. More we discuss. See here. If these isobars are more far apart. If the
Excuse
distance
me,
between-
sir.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, is there any other shape for isobars instead of a circle?
No, it's not circle. It can be any shape. It can be. It can be any shape. These isobars can be any shape.
Sir, a line also. It can be a line also.
Yes, it can be a line as well. It is of any shape. It can be of any shape. It will depend on the topography of any place as well. It depends on many factors. These lines depends on many factors. So if we connect all the points having the same pressure, then those lines are called as isobars. Okay. It can be of any shape. Okay. Now see here. Okay. So we have discussed these are isobars. The points we are connecting and the lines which are formed, they are called as isobars. That means we are connecting all the points having the same pressure. Okay. These lines are called isobars. Now see here. If these lines are more far apart, that means the pressure is decreasing very less. So if these are more far apart, that means difference between this pressure is less. If they are more far apart, if they are more closer to each other, that means pressure change is taking very fast. Okay. If they are more far apart, pressure change is taking very slow, very less it is taking place. If they are very less far apart, that is, if they are very close, that means pressure change is very high. The pressure change is very high, very large. This is clear? Okay. Now see here. There's one more thing we'll discuss: pressure gradient. What do you mean by pressure gradient? Gradient, the slope. It is the slope. Now see here, if they are more far apart. Okay, first we define pressure gradient. Pressure gradient means the change in pressure per unit distance. That means rate of change of pressure. Pressure gradient means rate of change of pressure per unit distance. Per unit distance. In unit distance, what is the change in pressure? That is pressure gradient. At what rate the pressure is changing with respect to distance. This is pressure gradient. Okay, this is clear. The definition is clear. Pressure gradient means.
So can you please repeat pressure gradient?
Yes. See it. Pressure gradient means pressure gradient. At what rate the pressure is changing with respect to distance. So pressure gradient is rate at which the pressure is changing with respect to distance. Okay. Now see here. If in a very small distance, in a very small less distance, the change in pressure is large. The change in pressure is large. That means pressure gradient will be large. Is this clear? In a very small distance, if the change in pressure is large, then the pressure gradient will be large as well. Or we can say pressure gradient is very steep. Is very steep. The pressure gradient is very steep. Is this clear? Have you understood? If change in pressure that is large in a very small distance, then the pressure gradient will be very steep. It will be having the very large value. Or we can say pressure gradient is steep. Very steep slope it is having. Okay. When the pressure gradient is large, the kind of wind will be flowing it will be fast or slow. If the pressure difference is more in a very small distance. Please mute yourself, Rajat and Rahul. Okay. So pressure gradient, it will no see here. If pressure gradient is very large, if the difference in pressure is very large in a very small distance, the wind flow will be very fast. It will be very fast. So when the pressure gradient is more, what will happen to the isobars? They'll be more closer to each other. For example, consider these isobars. Okay, the other isobars. Okay, now see here. One more I draw. So which are closer? In first figure, this is first figure, second figure. So see here, in first figure, the pressure change is taking very fast. In a very small distance, the change is very large. In very small distance, change is very large. Here the pressure, so here pressure gradient is large. Here the pressure gradient will be large, or we can say pressure gradient is very steep. Okay, so when the pressure gradient is more, the wind flow will be very fast. The velocity of wind will be very fast. Okay. What happens here? There is a difference in pressure is less. Pressure gradient is small because isobars are far apart. Here the isobars are very close to each other. Here they are far apart. So pressure gradient is small or very gentle, we can say. The slope is very gentle here. So here the wind flow will be very slow speed. They will be flowing with very, very slow velocity. Is this clear? Here the wind flow will be slow. Here the wind flow will be very fast. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
This is a very important concept.
Yes, sir.
So what
Yes, sir.
we have discussed, whenever there is a difference in pressure, the wind will flow from high pressure to low pressure. The wind will flow from high pressure to low pressure. Okay. Then we discussed isobars. We have discussed the places or the points they are connecting having the same pressure. They are called as isobars. These lines formed are called as isobars.
Excuse me,
Isoframes.
sir.
Yes.
So when the isobars are close to each other, they are having a high pressure.
See here, if isobars are very close to each other, that means the pressure changes very fast. There is a very large change in pressure. See here, isobars are very close. That means pressure gradient will be more because they are very close. Distance is small. Distance is small. The change in pressure is taking very fast. So if we draw the line like this, okay, like here, 100 bar, 110 bar, 120 bar, 130 bar, the line is very steep with respect to distance. Okay, but here the change is taking place. Okay, with respect to distance, we will do. Okay, here the slope will be gentle. Here the slope will be gentle. Here we have to draw the distance. Here the isobars. Here the bars we draw. Here the distance we draw. So in a very small distance, the change is very fast. This side is distance. Here the pressure is there. So slope will be like this. And here the slope will be gentle slope. You can see, as well you can see, if slope is very steep, you drop the water from here, it will move very fast. If slope is gentle, if you drop the water here, it will flow very slowly. Same happens with the wind. If the slope is very steep, the wind will flow very fast. The slope is gentle, wind will flow with less speed, less velocity. Okay, so pressure isobars are more close. That means pressure gradient is large because rate of change of pressure. Change in pressure is taking very fast in a very small distance. Here, rate of change of pressure is less. So pressure gradient is less. The slope is gentle. Pressure gradient is gentle, and the wind flow, the speed of wind flow will be less. So velocity will be less. This is clear.
Yes, sir.
Pressure gradient, it is very important.
Yes.
Okay, so always remember winds flow from high pressure to low pressure. If there is no difference between the two places, winds won't flow. So winds flow depends on difference in pressure, and mainly difference in pressure is created by the sun. And what does sun do? Differential heating of the earth surface. That is, different places get heated differently. Differential heating. Okay. Now we will be discussing three factors on which atmospheric pressure depends. Which are the factors? One factor we have already discussed.
Excuse me, sir.
Temperature.
Yes.
Your board is seeing blur.
Okay. Just log in again. Join it again once.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you said that like on equator there is high temperature.
Yes.
Sir, so density will be less
Yes.
and pressure will also be less.
Yes.
Sir, then we can say that density density is equal to pressure upon temperature.
No.
Sir, why? Sir, because density is less, then pressure is also less and temperature is high.
Pressure depends on density. Okay.
And sir,
And
So
density.
pressure is directly proportional to density.
and
Yes.
temperature is inversely proportional.
We cannot say they are not direct. See here. Pressure equal to H rho G. So pressure is directly proportional to density. This density depends on temperature. This density depends on temperature. If temperature is high, density will be less.
Sir, 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 are the isobars generated only by the high pressure winds?
Isobars, no, isobars doesn't see here. Isobars simply means we are joining the places which are having same pressure. Okay, we are joining the places having the same pressure. So by drawing the isobars, we can know the direction of the wind, in which direction it will be flowing. So for example, these are isobars.
Sir,
And
that
winds
means it is
always,
imaginary.
these are imaginary lines we are drawing. These are imaginary lines on maps we used to draw. Okay, and winds flow always perpendicular to the isobars. They flow perpendicular to the isobars. They flow perpendicular to the isobars. Because see here, at this place A and B, the pressure is same, so wind won't be flowing from A to B. But at this place C, the wind will be flowing in this direction, always perpendicular to the isobars. And this may not be a straight line. It depends on. So for example, here it goes. They are always perpendicular to the isobars. The flow direction of the wind. It is always perpendicular to the isobars. Okay. So see here how the winds will be flowing. This is high pressure here. They will be flowing outward. Here high pressure and this low pressure. This is less pressure, less pressure, less pressure. So wind will be flowing from here outward. From high pressure, it will be spreading out. Okay. Or for example, isobars are like this. And here we have low pressure and here outside we have high pressure. So all the wind will be flowing towards the center like this. All the winds will be rushing. Cyclone is formed. Cyclone. This is anticyclone. We'll be discussing them. This is clear. High pressure here. High pressure. So here we can say 110 bar, 100 bar, 90 bar. Here 90 bar, 100 bar, 110 bar. So high pressure is on the outer side. So wind will be flowing towards the center, towards the low pressure area. So cyclone will be formed. All the wind will be rushing towards the center. Here the winds are flowing, spreading out. They are flowing outward. So this is anticyclone. Anticyclone, winds are spreading out. Here winds are coming towards the center. They are flowing in. It is cyclone. The difference between cyclone and anticyclone is, have you understood? We will be discussing these again. Okay, now we discuss the factors on which pressure depends. So one factor is altitude. Okay, one factor is altitude. We have discussed it a little bit already. So see here, maximum pressure is near the Earth's surface. Near the Earth's surface, more dense the air is, more density, more pressure. Now, as altitude increases, pressure decreases. As we go up in the atmosphere, pressure, gravitational force as well decreases. The air is becoming rarefied. Okay, air is getting rarefied, so less pressure. So with altitude, with increase in altitude, pressure decreases. With increase in altitude, pressure decreases. So on mountains, you may face the nose bleeding because atmospheric pressure will be less, so our nose starts to bleed. So as altitude increases, decreases. Near the surface, air is dense because of the pressure, because of the gravity pull, as well the force exerted by the upper line layers of the atmosphere. Okay, so as altitude is increasing, the density is decreasing. The air is expanding. As altitude increases, air expands, and it becomes rarefied, and pressure decreases. So with altitude, pressure decreases. Always remember, with altitude, pressure decreases. We'll be using these factors when we discuss the wind system. So always remember, near the surface, dense air is there. Air is very dense. Okay, as it rises, it expands. It gets rarefied, density decreases, pressure decreases. Altitude is clear. Second thing is temperature. Temperature we already discussed. As temperature increases, air, what happens? Air expands. As temperature increases, air expands. As air expands, what will happen? Density decreases, then pressure decreases. So pressure is indirectly proportional to temperature. More the temperature, less will be the pressure. Okay, we'll be using this factor as well. Third is rotation of the Earth. Okay, now this is mainly for the poles. So see around the pole what happens. As Earth rotates, air, it is out, moving towards the low latitudes. From the pole, the air will be spreading out. As this air on the pole, as it spread out, it gets more room. It spreads more. So there will be more room for it to spread out. So the density decreases, pressure decreases. Is this clear? Moreover, rotation of the Earth, Coriolis force is there. Farrell's law is there. That we'll be discussing afterwards. Okay. For time being, leave Coriolis force or Farrell's law. Okay. That we'll discuss afterwards. For time being, just remember, because of rotation of Earth, what happens? Air at the pole, it is pushed outward. It is forced outward. So it spreads out in all directions. As it spreads out, what happens? The density decreases. The density decreases. Is this clear? These factors?
Yes, sir.
To revise these, next time we'll be discussing the circulation. Okay, pressure belts we have to discuss. So
Sir,
next
can we
time
leave?
we'll discuss. Yes. So revise these, go through them, and we'll discuss in next chapter or next class. Okay. Yes, you can leave. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Do revise these. These are very
Thank you,
important.
sir.
chapters.